It's now 6:30. I'd like to call this city council work session to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Cosner,
Here.
Councilman Metzger,
Present.
Councilman Bath,
Here.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Here.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
Mayor, you note 5 members present and 4.
Okay. I'd like to take just a moment here before we get going on the prayer to let everybody know that there will be an executive session following this meeting for personnel issues. Somebody can pray for us.
Our Father, we thank you that we are part of a city that puts you first in the works, the affairs, the people, our blessings and our needs. And as we come before you, we not only ask for your presence, your leading, your guidance, but Lord God, as we begin this meeting, we recall from the sacred text of the Bible, unless you, Lord, build the house, they labor in vain who build it. Unless you, the Lord, guard the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. Lord God, by your invitation, with confidence, we begin this meeting by seeking your guidance and understanding, not only for this meeting, but our individual lives as we support the work and effort of Menneson, by drawing near to you, that you may draw near to us. We call upon you in these times of opportunity, in the more sure hope that you will guide us for those things that are present, those things yet to come, and for the people and the city of Menneson, according to her needs, be the natural or the supernatural. We seek your face, your power, your blessings, and leading in all of them. We look to you, realizing that unless you build this house, guard the city, and our future, our labor would be in vain. Recognizing too, unless you watch over this city, our watchfulness would be as if in vain. As we open this meeting, we continue to recognize our responsibilities, our freedoms, and our opportunities for progressive changes, past accomplishments, and with respect to our sacred duties, asking for and seeking your favor, giving clarity of thought with solutions in supplying the necessary needs, with not only solutions, but the grace, the mercy, the power sufficient to accomplish that which is good, that which is worthy, that which is honorable, and for every and all small or great needs of this city yet to come. We pray too for the provisions and protection for your young people, our citizens, both old and young, for our elected and appointed individual lives, giving them a boldness to do that which is right, strength and power to stand against that which is wrong. We pray also over our police and firemen and women as they offer themselves for the protection and the needs of this community. Trusting too for your divine protection, that it will be well with our places of worship, our families, our homes, our schools, and our communities, preserving and protecting them all from evil and any harm. Trusting too for guidance to enable us to accomplish present needs and even things yet to come. Therefore, in and through this meeting and these proceedings, being they great or small, we ask, Lord God, for your wisdom to know what to do, knowledge to know how to get things done, and the vision in preparing for present needs, and foresight for those things yet to be recognized. And all of this for your glory and our building. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure, yeah. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Does anybody have any comments they'd like to make on agenda items only?
Ernest Telegraphus, 29 Rex. On page 2, this coalition between who are the principals who want to form this senior living high-rise facility? Because you're not saying it. All you're saying is that the Department of State is going to get some funds for conservation. But who's behind this?
Same guy who came to council several months ago and gave a presentation.
And who was that?
I'll tell you when we get to the part of
Yeah. Are you going to mention another guy that's behind the scenes? Like Lou?
Has nothing to do
That's
with
what he wanted to do a couple of years ago.
you know,
That
has
didn't.
nothing to do with what we're doing now.
Well, I like how the same pattern is in place. But my one problem is, no one in this town is going to pay $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month for a gated community. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay, fine, it fell.
Yeah. Look at the 5, what do you call it, Motherall trailers. Nobody could move in there for a low ball figure. Now, one more on page 4. This $232,000. I don't understand that. What do you mean you're gonna restore?
We'll talk about that when it gets to that part of the agenda.
Are you gonna identify the properties?
Yes.
Are you gonna say what restoration is about? Or are you just gonna use vague
As much as we
words?
possibly can.
Well,
I'm not gonna tell you anything now that I wouldn't tell you later.
Okay, well, those are the only two that look questionable.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Anybody have any old business or they'd like to bring up for us?
No, Mayor.
I've got a few comments I'd like to address. First off, I want to begin giving council and the public a regular update on the redevelopment activities throughout the city. There's a future of Menneson that is much brighter than our recent history might suggest. We will have serious challenges, including population loss, aging population, and a tax base that needs to grow. These challenges require action, not simply more discussion. We have already done a considerable amount of work, and I think we need to do a better job at connecting those efforts and letting our residents know what's actually happening. We're currently completing a $22.5 million storm sewer project associated with meeting the DEP obligation. This is not something that we're simply planning. The work is being completed now. It represents one of the largest infrastructure undertakings Menneson's ever seen. The Mon Valley Sewage Authority is also starting a $4 million Marion separation project. This project is especially important because it's being paid for by the citizens of Menneson through the line usage charge and eliminates the need for an $8 million EQ tank. Our residents are making that investment. And they have every right to expect visible results and accountability. We also completed paving 5 major streets using CDBG funding, along with additional paving made possible through funds associated with the PNG gas line replacement work. The county now has demolished over 200 blighted properties, and we continue working with the county and land bank on the next phase of eliminating blight and returning property to productive use. So what it all boils down to is, council has established ALERTA project, ALERTA ordinance, which will become one of the tools that helps encourage providing private investment and redevelopment. Dennis Martin leads a downtown development effort using the LSA grant, which is soon to host a developers conference. We are working with investors regarding the proposed investment at the new soccer field at City Park. The concept would allow the soccer field behind Park Manor to be released from its current recreational restrictions and potentially create an opportunity for a gated senior citizen residential development at that location. These are exactly the kind of projects where public investment can help unlock private
projects. I also want to place emphasis on the redevelopment authority of the city of Menneson. The RDA meets on the second Tuesday of every month at 6 o'clock here at City Hall. We do not need another organization. We need to strengthen and support the organization we already have. The RDA can provide real value to the city by helping us. It can help us identify redevelopment opportunities and properties. It can help assemble properties where appropriate, work with developers and investors. It can help move vacant and blighted property back onto productive use, coordinate projects with the city, county, and land bank, and develop a pipeline of projects rather than handling redevelopment one property at a time. This is consistent with one of the major lessons from Des Moines' redevelopment experience. Successful revitalization requires strong, immediate organizations that can connect government, private investment, and the community, establish priorities, and maintain momentum. I'd like for council, our administration, RDA, to be looking at ways we can, how we can provide authority with more support it needs to become a stronger redevelopment partner. We're going to have 2 public hearings in the upcoming future. One's going to be on the CDBG project, and the other is going to be a discussion on the soccer field and how that, what kind of things we're talking about doing with that. The CDBG one will be held next Thursday at this time. The soccer field will probably be somewhere along September 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. In closing, I want the redevelopment authority to become a standard. I want this redevelopment report to become a standing part of our council discussions. Every couple of weeks, we should be able to answer some simple questions. What got done? What moved forward? What is stalled? What does council need to act on next? What are the new and private investments that is occurring in Menneson? And hopefully very shortly, one of these reports will include something that we always wanted to announce, the grand opening of another new business in New Mexico. That, for this time, is Remix. It will open as early as maybe this Saturday in the Eastgate Fire Department Social Hall. So anyway, those are the things that are going on with that. Discussion of the Greenway Trails Recreation Project submission and coordination of potential match-related activities for the grant. Do you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Well, we passed this grant a number of weeks ago, under the assumption that we could use cash equivalency of the grant to meet the match. We're continuing to have discussions on that, but it looks like they want a commitment for a match-related amount to move forward with the passage of the grant and allow it to go forward. What this means is that we can utilize CDBG monies, some single application monies that we have in place at the moment, new single application monies, and work with the administration to find a suitable pool pot of money to do this particular grant match. What we would need is discussion on it to say we can move forward. No monies would be allocated until after the project is finalized, so that's not an upfront requirement of any kind. But all they're requiring through DCED is that we would say we would meet this through these different vehicles that we have on the table and work from there to continue with the grant. If not, we have to pull the grant and move forward maybe with a different situation. But they really like the proposal. Councilman Cosner has worked very hard on it, and I think it's a great proposal for the city. But we would have to assess this and have your basic approval for the project to move forward. So that's basically, Mayor, in a nutshell, what we have. But that discussion needs to be instituted tonight and then move forward for the future.
I don't know what the requirements of the project are, but if we involve CDBG, and that's a very real possibility because we do have some 25 funds that we might be able to use for that. But as soon as you do involve CDBG, you have you know, competitive wages
Right.
issues, and the rules have to follow CDBG. We need to make sure that that's not in conflict with the grant itself.
What they indicated was that, the requirements for what they will have on the project are similar as far as wage rates and related issues to what CDBG requires, so I don't think we'll have an issue there, but we have to vet that also before we would apply.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to say about that?
Just the only thing I have, Mayor, I got the same email you did, and they were quite clear in red lettering in bold black that there had to be a cash match.
Right.
And that's where we're at now, Council, yeah.
You know, CDBG could be that cash match, or some single application.
But aren't we taking money away from CDBG if we're doing that?
Well, we allocated CDBG with some money for the public parks anyway, so it'd have to fall within that budget.
That's $32,000.
I understand. The biggest problem with the CDBG is we need to wait till Aaron gets back on next week before we can evaluate that. I did talk to Charlie Fees, and he has no concerns about it.
So what's the time frame on this?
They would like us to have some answer over the next few days to say that we're gonna look into the possibility of utilizing the grant formats that we outlined here to move ahead. It wouldn't be cash equivalency, which I hope we could have used that. And I still think there's good arguments to make on that, but he came back, as you said, with a memo. But Brian Eckert is being very helpful with this, and wants to work with us through DCED and the administration, so.
If he can hold tight until next week, then I think we can address the CDBG issue much better.
And I think we can ask him that tomorrow. He asked for it to be vetted at the meeting and then work from that point. So if I can provide him with that information, that will be helpful.
Were you given an exact deadline on when we have to get back to them?
I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, is what he said.
So how much time do we have? And so we have to wait till Aaron returns?
Well, if we can do that, that's helpful for us because he's our CDBG person and he can craft this a little better. So I think Brian would be acceptable if we're continuing to consider this, Brian Eckert of DCED. And he would give us even a little bit more time to do that, but we have to vet that with him tomorrow. He just wanted to see what the temperature of council was and work from that point.
I think we need that playground up
Yeah,
there. I think
absolutely.
it's a good opportunity to get a really nice asset for our city up there. I hate to lose the opportunity, but I don't also want to have hope that there's no hope. Like, if we can get an exact deadline and really push to get that done and so that they don't lose patience with us and just think we're wasting their time.
I agree.
The only thing that I really know for a fact right now is we saved some $72,000 on the paving that we did for things. But that falls within a paving slot. It doesn't fall within the park space.
Right.
In order to move that would require a public hearing to move it. I also know in 2025, we have some money set aside for parks because you made a big issue about that, but I don't know what that number is. And until I know what that number is, I can't really commit for sure. But there is some money that was set aside in the parks in the 25 budget that
Good.
should be adequate to take care of this problem without sacrificing any roads.
We didn't carry anything over.
On 25?
No,
Yeah, we did.
no, we didn't.
Well, we'll
No,
find
we
out.
didn't.
We'll
We
find
didn't
out.
We didn't cover any, we didn't carry any over from the parks from last year. We didn't cover anything over from anything last year.
But we need to see what the budget really has. I really don't know. We got $307,000, but how it was allocated, I don't know.
That's for this year.
Oh, for 25.
Oh, I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else we wanna talk about that? It either works or it doesn't work, is the way I look
Right.
at it. Let's move on then. Code enforcement officer, we're still desperate to find a code enforcement officer. The initial resumes we got were very disappointing. There was nobody with any experience. I did get one resume, just a couple days ago from a girl that, has some experience being code enforcement officer for Bentleyville.
Yeah,
I think she-
let's not get into the details of a potential candidate. in
That's
public
true.
session.
Okay, we got to get some people interested. If you got any interest in being a code officer, please submit your
Did we
application.
receive any new resumes prior to the one, or after, the ones that you sent out to us, Mike, about
We
2
have
weeks ago,
5
3 weeks
in
ago?
now, Councilman.
New ones
Yes.
that are
And then
excluding the ones that
Indeed-
you sent in the
In-
PDF?
Yeah, and then Indeed and ZipRecruiter will start tomorrow,
Okay.
to provide, and we're looking to try to have interviews in place next week.
When it's feasible for you, would you be able to
Yep.
forward those 5 to, myself and council for
We'll do
review?
that tomorrow, yeah.
Thank you.
And just for the good of the order, I think with newspaper advertising and some of our, contacts with our vendors, Robert Half, CFS Staffing, we need direction on, do we wanna use those? Cause there's some costs there that are some
Building up.
time. But I think, in looking at Indeed and the ZipRecruiter, we do get some decent names from there that I think we'll be able to have some interviews.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
So we held a, CDBG public hearing on August the 6th. And we discussed several different things that were going on here. I think that, did I skip one? Oh, D, there you go. We were contacted by an individual that has some property that he would like to give to the city of Menneson. He doesn't give it to us, he gives it to the land bank. Either way, it gets demolished. The point being is, I long held that he who owns the property controls the future. And I would just assume the city owned the property as opposed to the land bank owned the property. I'd like to make that a motion that we have at the next meeting. If anybody's got comments, I'm all ears.
Is this the property that, within a week, we received a letter from somebody asking, but I'm talking about the one, there was no house on it, it was a
Yeah,
blank piece of property.
I think the house has been demolished.
Yeah, but is this the same property we're talking about?
It may be.
I believe so.
Cause it's
So this is
no
vacant
property
pro-
on
this is
there.
vacant
At least
land then.
that's how I read the letter.
Yeah. It's that triangle piece of property right before you turn off of Ross Draver onto the viaduct.
He did. Yes. Any other discussion about it?
No, it's in the process of finalizing an estate, meaning all the
Where's that
the
on the
liens
map?
had to be paid off so that estate could be closed.
Oh, yeah, it's just, that's all hillside, you can't really
Mm.
do anything with it, I mean. Alright.
I think that house is torn down.
Yeah, but nobody would build a house on it again,
No.
like that one. I, I agree with you 100%. There's other places to build houses. But by the same token, it is property and we're gonna end up having to maintain that property either way.
Mhm.
I would just assume it'd be our property to do something with as opposed to somebody else's property to do something with. Now we can move on, I guess. We held the CDBG hearing, as I was trying to say. We had very little participation in it, but we did have some very interesting ideas come up. One of the problems that we see that he identified was that you come down Oneida, you come onto Schoonmaker, you have very poor visibility. There's always people slamming on the brakes, getting to a stop because car was pulling out. It's really a very dangerous intersection. I've been trying to get PennDOT to give us some information about what it would take to get a stoplight there. Short of that, we'd be trying to change streets one way and upset the whole apple cart. That's just a hard thing for people to get to understand. By far, we need to come up with some way of controlling traffic better there. It's a very dangerous place. Best I can say, though, is as soon as I get something from PennDOT, I will bring it to council for further discussion. So F, this is what the second public meeting that I want to have, that will be probably the first, second, or third of September, and I'll make sure that everybody knows what the date that is. It'll be advertised and so forth. As a public hearing to discuss the potential moving of the soccer field from where it is now to a more convenient location. Another thing that we'd like to talk about is the moving of a handicap parking placard on Schoonmaker that's there close to Oneida and Schoonmaker. Move it closer to the Oneida intersection by about 20 feet from where it's currently located. The reason for that is there's a house right where that handicap area is that's dropping bricks from the top of the house. And we don't need people parking there, having their house clobbered with a brick. I talked to the chief about that. He didn't really see any problem with that, but it is something that we'd have to make a motion to move forward with within council. So that will be a motion on our next council meeting. And that gets us back to the same problem with the traffic light on Oneida Street. There's several things that CDBG really needs to look into. First off, we have lots of roads you have to pave, and that's a very important thing that we pave roads. But above and beyond that, we don't have any street lights on Schoonmaker between Parente and Tyrol. All the street lights are off there, and that's because a pole fell down. They shut the lights off because of the wiring that was there. It's black there. You just cannot have sidewalks in a place where people are walking at night in a totally black area on a main PennDOT road. We've got to get that fixed. Those lights were given to the city back in the 1970s. So they are our responsibility. PennDOT or West Penn will not replace those lights at their cost. They have made that quite clear.
Where was this at again?
These are street lights. Street lights. It's dark. This is between Parente and Tyrol on Donner Schoonmaker. They're both together there at that road. That was another thing that we can do through CDBG. Get those lights back on place. I've asked our engineer to at least give us an estimate of what it might cost us, so we at least can discuss that when we start talking CDBG budget.
Speaking of lights, have we heard anything from West Penn Power about maybe bringing a representative and seeing why our lights haven't been changed ever since we've been sending out emails and nothing has been repaired yet?
But they have. They repaired numerous ones of those. They sent us an email and they fixed numerous ones.
If I recall, if you go down Donner towards down the post office, those lights are still out.
Okay.
Ross Straver's still out. The Divide Off Bridge is still out. Ross Straver, McKee, Third Street, go down Third Street from the elementary center all the way down to Third Street Extension, that's out.
I ride that all the time, I don't notice that one out.
If you go past Third Street Extension and go towards like the French Club, it's dark down there, all those lights are burnt out.
I'm on that road quite frequently. Okay, any others?
There's quite several, but my thing is, are we still having, the police department, are they still going around and tagging these pools?
I believe they have,
Yes.
they are the point of contact with, West Penn. We have a liaison officer that if they make the report through the police station and they get a work order number, after a suitable amount of time, we can
Up
use
there?
the liaison to address those lights.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mike.
Chief, would you like to introduce us to what's going on with, Officer Mickens?
All right. In 2020.
There you go, Chief, there's a,
Oh, okay.
don't be a stranger.
Oh, try not to. All right, back in 2024, Brian Mickens submitted a letter to me. I believe it came down here. Pretty sure it did, but I don't know. Council never voted on it. But his request was, at the time, he wanted to resign as his position as a full-time police sergeant to an active part-time officer. He then took some time, subsequently got hurt last year. He got released back to full duty at his current department where he's at. Reached out to me a couple months back, has interest in, continuing to work here for the city.
As a part-time officer.
As a part-time officer, not as a full-time, as a part-time, as the letter has, I got copies of the letter here if anyone wants to see it.
When neglecting who it is and so forth, is the need here for more part-time officers?
I need officers, period.
Okay.
So, with that said, I spoke to Solicitor Delfonso in reference to this. Checked civil service rules. There was nothing in the civil service rules about going back forth. Brought up to the civil service board. We had a meeting Tuesday in my office. This is one of the things we talked about. They were all for just don't want to use a change of status, because a change of status, and he's still on our rosters. He's always been on our roster in the MOPEC and considered with MOPEC, which is the Municipal Police Officer Training and Education Commission. He's just been inactive. This will make him active. I could use him, and he's willing to do a shift or two a week just to help out.
This would be patrolman.
As a patrolman, as a part-time officer, which are part-time mostly work the housing authority. And they supplement us on the schedule for vacation, personal, extended sickness. So, and again, if he's part-time, he can work the manors, and that money is reimbursed by the county. So, talking with Solicitor Delfonso, he thought it was best to bring it to council's attention and for them to vote on it.
So it'll be on the agenda
Yep.
next time.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Someone knows the background of
Yeah.
the work and so the.
Yeah, he's been here. He wanted to come back. Talked to him a few times. He's been very responsive to getting all the required documentation to us. So hence here we are. I wanted to talk to civil service, Joey, and, you guys.
Are you sure council never voted on the resignation letter?
I looked at the minutes around that time frame of that letter. I went online, looked at the minutes. I didn't see it.
Okay.
Not saying it didn't happen, but I didn't see it on the agendas for the
Okay.
meetings. But
Tell us
again,
about your next request here.
oh, my next request. All right. So, I would like to, take this time to thank, Mike and the city, council here for allowing us to apply, and we got those grants for the, 4 police cars, which we were in desperate need of. With that said, because that was, some of those was LSA funds, the local LSA is open till the end of September. I would like to apply for station improvements. Station improvements being to improve our network in the station. We've had some issues with connectivity. No breaches. There hasn't been any, no breaches or anything along those lines. But technical people know there's probably better options out there now for a growing network. And it's patched in. It's just, honestly, it's from the old station where it was one computer, then add another computer, add another. They brought that same framework over to Donner Avenue, which is nothing wrong with that, but now we're starting to feel small little issues with that. Just connecting to our server. It's just been, I've been working with PA Connect on that, and they've been very helpful. We've talked about the station door, the side door. Maybe if we don't have funding in the budget to fix this door, maybe we can add this to an LSA for station improvements, along with the station door. Some of y'all seen the floors in the police department. That building was built in 2012. It was never, the floor was never sealed, and it looks like it. There's areas, Karen, I gave you a guided tour to one time. So, again, I'm not trying to ask for to come out of the budget. I know we don't have the extra money that's laying around. But if we can apply this with an LSA for station improvements, it'll help. I think, it's just, it appears to me that our station being 13, 14 years old now, some little stuff's starting to catch up, and I was want to get ahead of some issues. Again, the floor is more cosmetic than anything. The door, security issues there, and the network, just to simplify it. I'm sorry, along with the network, 9 computer workstations. We have 8 stations now in the station. They'll add another computer in. Our computers was told that even though they're only a few years old, they may not make the cut for the next Microsoft update. They're in that, their processor or some, whatever it was explained to me. It was in that little gray area. It may not make the cut for the update whenever Microsoft decides to go to Windows 3000, I don't know. But, again, if we can, apply for it through LSA, it won't come out of the budget, and it'll be helpful for us.
Okay.
Oh, and, I was looking, you guys were talking, and Mr. Greger back there had an excellent idea, and I want to give him credit for this. The intersection with Oneida Street and Schoonamaker.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk to PennDOT about making it a 4-way stop?
As opposed to a stoplight,
It'd be a lot cheaper.
probably would.
Mr.
Right
Greger's
now, I
idea
gotta
right
get
there.
PennDOT to respond to my phone calls in the first place.
We talked about that a few days ago when you and I were looking at that intersection. My biggest thing too is putting a stop sign on the opposite side of the street on Schumaker, on a narrow sidewalk where it's a bus stop for
Yeah.
both public and school, and how that would hinder traffic, the stop.
Yeah, that's for people a lot smarter than me to figure out. But it was just an idea. I liked that idea whenever he said that. There was something else too, I had your all attention. I don't know. My, suspension with pay, any word on that?
Not yet.
No, not yet? Okay. All right, that's it.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
It's worth a shot.
All right, does anybody else have anything they wanna bring up off the wall there?
No.
Councilman Tony, would you like to, take it over from here?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to pay the following invoices from the refuge fund in the amount of $57,243.66.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Bath,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $78,911.81 from the general fund to the payroll account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Bath,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $81,485.09 from the general fund to the payroll account for August 13th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Bath,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the payment of $232,226.50 for the permanent restoration work on streets within the city of Menneson for the set of forth Exhibit A of the permanent restoration work agreement between the city of Menneson and the People's Natural Gas Company.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Bath,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to transfer $9,000 from the general account to the healthcare account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Bath,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
That's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Bishop Bass, would you like to?
Okay, at the next meeting, I'll make a full report, but I did want to have a discussion on the use of cold packs versus hot packs. And the reason is that I've been driving around looking at the work they're doing, and it seems, and I know this is a money issue too, but it seems like the cold packs don't last. And just sometime, there's a couple places where the same day it rained and washed it out. And I do recognize with the hot packs that there's more to be done and that it probably slow down the workers. But I think we need to really look at this and see how we can do this, because if we're just putting money into cold packs and keep doing it over and over, then we're really wasting money. And even on my street, they just put a little bit of cold packs in, and already, that probably was not a week, and already it seems like a lot of it is gone. So I wanted to know what you all felt about it. If there was some way, even though I know we're talking more money, if we could take the time to really do the hot packs, which I'm told that would last probably at least a year, is what some of the people are telling me that does this kind of work.
We don't have the equipment in place yet to do that.
So do you have any idea where we're at with our, LSA, whatever it is, grant for that trailer that we put in for? You know where that is?
That'll be the next one that we submit.
No, we've submitted it. It
No,
was approved.
No, yeah, definitely, the contract and everything is approved. but the implementation of the contract is not. We would do that now. As we finish the police cars, and we're able to not incur
have
any
they-
debt for the city, then we will do these in the next phase.
Have they, actually approved that for us yet?
It is, if the contract's approved.
Okay,
So it's just like we did with them, we have to work with the implementation part now.
I'd like to get that moving as quickly as we
Let's
can.
do that as the
Yeah.
next one. if
That was
possible.
about $35,000, as I recall.
It's a bit more than that, yeah.
I don't remember the
Okay,
number.
I could provide it to everybody.
It's gonna get cold on us, and one of the problems with hot patch is you can only get hot patch during the summer times. They close
Okay.
their plants during the winter time. This trailer that we've got, that I put in for, has a 3-ton compartment on the back of it with propane that keeps it hot.
Mhm.
So that you allow them to pick up 3 tons at a time, keep it hot. It includes a tack tank where they can clean out the hole wherever they're gonna put it,
Mm.
apply the tacking agent, put the hot patch down, and then a vibrating roller to put it in place. Realistically, a properly done hot patch should last as long as the rest of the road lasts. It is how roads are built.
See, we may have to go slower, but in the long run,
It'd save us time
yes,
in the end.
yes.
I've always complained that we patch a hole and the first plow that comes along
Right.
digs it up and we're
Yes.
back where we were, doing the same holes every year.
And you know what, I figure though, we may have until like the end of October before the weather really
And it may
changes.
even go into November, and
Yes,
they ran the plants very long last year, but then they kept them closed quite a while in the spring.
okay, one other thing, were you done with that?
No,
Well, so are we going to do that, the hot patch, when we get the equipment that you mentioned?
right now, if they do hot patch, the only thing they can do is put it on the back of a truck and then patch holes that day. By the end of the day, if they haven't used it all, it doesn't get used. It doesn't stay hot enough to reapply for long periods of time. You gotta have time to get it all just installed before it gets cold. The trailer will be a great aid to them, a
Right.
great tool.
Okay. And finally, I have one other thing. I passed out like a draft letter at our last meeting that I was sending to code enforcement. And in essence, I brought a copy if you're interested in seeing it. What my letter in essence says is that whenever they issue a citation, then we've got to be more aggressive with it, so people just don't figure, yeah, oh, well, another citation. And I suggested that we have a meeting with the code people, with the city council, with the solicitor, and Wayne Velasic, to see what we could do when they do get these citations, how we can move them forward. Because I do feel like once people see that we're really serious, then I think people will be more likely to comply with the issues. And I was just up on McKee today, and again, this house is in horrendous condition. I'm not talking about Joel's house. I'm talking about 684 McKee. The people beside it has a real nice home, and they're just like frustrated. So now the lady lives, I'm told the owner lives in Massachusetts. And so her coming back, taking care of that mess is never gonna happen. So Mr. Mayor and Council, I thought that we need to sit down and brainstorm, get with our solicitor and others, and see if we can do, like, I know they did it in DC when I was there, that if you buy a piece of property that needs to be improved, you had to put up a certain amount of money. and you didn't get that money back if you didn't do what you said you were gonna do with the property. I guess that seemed to me, because that lady's in Massachusetts, there's no way she's coming back to deal with that property. And that's when I wrote it to the code. I brought you a copy too. I'll give it to you. And I know that's a complicated issue. I know money's the issue there. There are other factors, but I just thought if we really talked about it in a meeting, maybe we could come up with solutions. Because even the cameras that we're talking about putting in the alleys will mean nothing if we identify the perpetrators, but we don't do anything about it. So that's all I have, so.
Yeah, part of the issue is that the common police courts are really what controls how warrants can be delivered, and that has been a problem. It's a big challenge.
Yes.
Why don't we schedule a meeting, Councilman Bath, Councilman Nestor, the
Yes.
Magistrate Velasquez is available to talk about through those issues, as well as, Mr. Aldrich.
Perfect.
I know we addressed this a couple years ago. We probably need to reconvene on that issue.
Okay. That works for me. Does it work for you, Bishop?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
John, your turn.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, row officers, citizens of Menneson. I will go ahead and defer my report until our next stated meeting. Yield the floor. Thank you.
Karen?
I had received a request earlier this week from Bob Pope, and he was the person from the Montauk Rotary that sponsored the electronic pickup in April down at the boat launch. And it was a huge success. That huge dumpster was full of things, and they want to do another one in October 17th. And I think he filled out the paperwork and gave it to Amy, and they're requesting a fee waiver of the boat launch for that day. So I would hope everybody will be in agreement that they're doing us a favor by scheduling this, and they took care of it. It was wonderful. Does anybody have any questions about that event or
I have no
issues with it? Okay, and then I've been talking about this for a few months, is the fixing of the cracks and ceilings of walking track at City Park. And I had said that we'd gotten a $2,500 pledge from the Lions Club in Menneson, and also another person approached me. They wanted to give a donation in memory of their aunt and uncle. And I thought whatever remaining money there was could come out of the park budget. But I met with Tony Vital today, and it looks like I can move forward with this. Is that correct? And,
Yeah, I mean, it's the project's under the bidding threshold, and I know
Okay.
you're looking for a couple other contractors for pricing, but.
Okay, so I can make those phone calls and see
I
if they're
put together a
willing.
requisition, go through the system, the way that we do it with everything else.
Okay, so what do I do first?
Get your
Yeah,
numbers,
get my
generate a
numbers.
requisition, get a purchase order, place a phone call and get it done.
Okay, so the call, requisition, PO, okay, I'll get that done then. Okay, so that's pretty exciting. I'd like to see this done before winter and have another project finished. The mayor was concerned that people would object to the track being closed for 2 days while this sets. But I assured him that the people of Menneson would be thrilled to get this fixed. They would have no problem not walking on that fresh track and everything. But I did want to remind everybody that on Monday from 1:30 to 4:30, the Highmark Coal Care is having another drive-through food bank. So if you know people who would like a nice box of fresh fruits and vegetables down the end of the town in the old health center parking lot. We had one 2 months ago, and then we have one more in October. And then also on Saturday, October 22nd, the Praise in the Park at the City Park starts at 3 to dusk. And, we need volunteers for that activity. So if anybody out there wants to help with traffic, or if you'd really like to drive the golf cart and you think that's something you always wanted to do in your life, please reach out and schedule a little time period to do that. Then the last concert will be Saturday, September 12th at Sky Pilot from 5 to 7. You'll notice there was a change in time because I don't know what we were thinking months and months ago when we set the time. We sort of forgotten that we're going to lose daylight. So we changed the time, I think, because we want people out of that park area before it gets dark. And so I think that's all that I have.
Karen,
Yes.
I'm going to see our people on Sunday and see what I can do. But some of those churches are real large, so maybe we need to see if they can get involved a little bit to help alleviate those issues.
I'm hoping.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any pull and sway with their group, please tell them we need volunteers.
Pull and sway is a relative term, but I'll try.
All right, thank you. I appreciate any help I can get.
Well,
That's all I have.
Well, let's see, before we close out your session, Chris, you wanna come up and talk a little bit about something you'd like to do at one of our parks?
Thank you, Mayor. Hey, folks, my name is Chris Pagna, I live on Graham Avenue, Menneson. As you know, a few years back, we renamed 9th Street Park, for Specialist Anthony Eric Madison, who was still in action, over during the Gulf War in 1991. When we initially renamed it, we presented the Madison family with a banner, to hang to recognize half the park. That banner's been up there for a little over 4 years now, and it's starting to get a little weathered. So I started to look at a revamped banner, mentioned it to the Madison family, showed it to a couple of them, and they really liked it. So I just really would like to purchase that and have the city hang it up. I think it'd be a perfect addition to that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And, yeah,
Thank you.
I'll support that as well.
Thank you, Chris.
Anybody else have anything else they'd like to talk about?
No, Mayor.
Would like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The meeting is officially adjourned at 7:28 PM. Thank you.
We're gonna make,